Would you believe me if I told you the laziest sports bettors are often the most profitable? And no, I'm not talking about guys glued to the couch watching every game. I mean bettors who barely watch half the games they bet on and still wake up richer. Meanwhile, you're grinding day and night, stressing over every snap just to scrape together rent money. I get it. It feels unfair, but that's exactly why I'm here. I've made over $10,000 in profit sports betting, and the crazy part is, I hardly even lift a finger. So if you're tired of babysitting bets and donating to the books, this video is for you. Because today I'm breaking down the one lazy system that actually works in 2025 and how you can use it before the sports books catch on. But before that, let's talk about the number one mistake most bettors make. It looks harmless at first, but it's been quietly killing your profits the whole time. And yes, I'm talking about parlays. They feel like a shortcut to fast money, but they're actually the exact opposite. Now here's where it gets tricky, because I know what some of you are thinking. But if each leg has positive EV, doesn't stacking them just multiply my edge? Technically, yes. A single bet might carry a 5% edge, while a carefully built parlay could show 15 to 20%. That's why one of my coaching clients was convinced this was the holy grail strategy. But emotionally, it's a roller coaster. Because think about it like this. Let's say you're betting 2% of your bankroll per play. A normal 12-game losing streak wipes out 24%. But with a little bad luck, you could lose 40 to 50%. So here's what you do instead. Keep it simple. Stick to flat bets. But if you absolutely can't resist parlays, at least be smart about it. Keep them capped around plus 300 and only link bets that actually make sense together. Like if you're betting on a team to win big, pairing it with the over can work. Because if they dominate, both legs become more likely to hit. The problem is, most bettors can't stick to that discipline. That's exactly why I built a private group. I want to keep us all on the same page so we're winning together. Just take a look at this. You can spot plus EV bets like this every single day when you join the community. So click the link in the description box below. But besides parlays, there's another mistake that tricks bettors into thinking they've hacked the system. It feels like a win-win. No work required, instant confidence in your bets, and it seems like everyone else is cashing in too. But it's a setup. I still remember this game on the final day of the 2016 Premier League season. Newcastle versus Spurs. Newcastle were already relegated. They were at the bottom of the table and everyone was saying the same thing. Newcastle have nothing to play for. They won't show up. Meanwhile, Spurs were trying to lock in second place, and people were calling it free money. Like, how could they lose to a team that's already down? But I'm a Newcastle fan, so when we smashed them 5-1, even after going down to 10 men, I was losing it. So, that's the problem with narratives. They sound good, but they don't hold value. Must-win game is not real analysis, it's just noise. And the sportsbooks are already one step ahead because the story you're betting on is already baked into the line. So here's a pro tip. If you want to make money long term, stop following the crowd because one of the sharpest edges you can find is betting against the narrative. But at the same time, if you keep betting everything you like, you'll never make real money. Here's what I mean. Let's say you bet 10 games a day with just a slight edge on each. The positive expected value isn't massive, but you just want action. The issue here is that even if you win 6 and lose 4, you're probably not making money. Because at standard minus 110 odds, 6 wins get you $600. But 4 losses cost you $440. That's only a $160 profit, and that's assuming you win 60%, which is usually not the case. Now imagine that same win rate over a bad week. You go 4 wins to 6 losses instead, and now you're down $260. So high volume only works if you have a real edge. Without it, every extra bet is just more risk. That's why pro bettors bet less, and they only play their top 3 to 5 plays because quality is always greater than quantity. Now, I know what's going on in your head right now. Doesn't finding that golden line mean sitting online all day? Yeah, that's not how we roll here. Because there are tools that automate the whole thing now, which takes us to step 4. These tools can scan all the books for you, compare the odds side by side, and flag when one sportsbook slips up and offers a good price. So you barely even have to lift a finger. And the best part, there are plenty of options out there, and honestly, they do the same thing. So just pick one and let it run in the background while you chill. Me, I use OddsJam, and it's like having a price shopping bot on crack. Case in point, it flagged a line on Jalen Green under 10.5. I tossed $125 on it at plus 110 and didn't even watch the game. woke up the next morning to see it cashed for $262.50. But even then, you can't just fire up OddsJam, blindly copy every plus EV play, and expect to print money. That's how you end up betting Lithuanian ping pong at 3 a.m. and wondering why your bankroll's bleeding. Yes, the tool shows you potential value, but you still need to use your common sense. For starters, make sure at least 5 major books are offering lines on the game. If only 2 or 3 books are posting odds, there's a good chance the market isn't sharp yet, and that edge might be fake. The same goes for super niche leagues and weird markets. Stuff like alternate spreads, obscure player props, or exact score bets. They can look like plus EV, but not many people are betting on it. So it doesn't take much money to move the lines. All it takes is for one sharp to dump a large amount of money on the game, and now you're no longer plus EV. So what do you need to do? Track your bets. I built a bet tracker that logs every unit and spots trends all in one place, so you never have to do any guesswork. If you want to check it out, links down in the description. But you can't rely on tools 100% of the time, because there's still margin for error. Let me show you what I mean. Now, the sportsbooks don't move lines for fun. They move them when real money comes in, usually from sharks with big money. So if you're constantly betting worse numbers than the close, you're losing to the market before the game even starts. Let's say you bet Team A at minus 120, but the line closes at minus 110. That means the market didn't agree with your side, and over time, those differences add up. But if you bet at minus 110 and it closes at minus 130, that's a sign you beat the market and the closing line value. You won't win every time, but over the long run, beating the closing line is the best way to make money. So start tracking it, check the line when you bet, and check it again before the game starts. If you're always getting worse numbers, your edge might not be real. Now, my coaching clients always ask me the same question. With my current bankroll size, is this system even worth it? And that got me thinking, so I did the math to find the perfect starting bankroll for beginners. Let's say you've got a 5% edge and you're betting 1 to 2% of your bankroll per play. And you're using a tool like OddsJam, which costs about $200 a month. Depending on your starting bankroll size, you're going to fall into one of these 3 tiers. At Tier 1, we have the $1,000 bankroll. At 2% per bet, you're making $1 per play with a 5% edge. So you have to place 200 bets just to break even after tool costs. Because of this, I don't recommend this tier unless you're an absolute beast. And honestly, you're better off getting a normal job, stacking some cash, and coming back with a real bankroll. Then there's Tier 2, a $3,000 bankroll. For me, this is the bare minimum if you don't want to be glued to your screen firing off 10 plus bets a day. You won't get rich, but it gives you a chance to level up your skills without risking too much money on each bet. That's why the sweet spot for me is Tier 3, a $5,000 starting bankroll. At this stage, your tools are basically paying for themselves with low volume, and you get a solid ROI on your time. But if you're sitting there asking yourself, this is way too slow, is it even worth it? This one mindset shift might make you change your mind. Here's what I mean. Imagine someone walking into a casino feeling confident. They throw in their entire paycheck on red because, hey, they're due. The roulette wheel spins, round after round. And an hour later, they're storming out, broke and wondering where it all went wrong. That's exactly how most people bet on sports. Because if you don't treat betting like investing, you're going to lose. There's no way around this. But here's what the pros do instead. They treat every bet like a trade. They look for value in the market, and they think in decades, not the big game on the weekend. So if you're starting from scratch, here's what you need to do. Set a bankroll. Define your unit size, and only bet when there's actual value. Not because some fake guru said that his cousin played high school ball with the backup point guard and he's locked in for the game. Now, if you actually want to see what a real bettor's day looks like, I broke it all down step by step in another video. Click here to start watching, and I'll see you there.